Hi guys, and welcome to my top 5 features of the DJI Mavic Air 2. I'm filming this video after making a full review of the aircraft, so if you wish to see that, it'll be linked in the description below. But in this video, we're going to be talking about my top 5 things that I absolutely love about it. So without further ado, let's jump in with reason number 5. At reason number 5, we have occusync 2.0. Although not necessarily unique to the Mavic Air 2, occusync 2.0 is DJI's latest technology that allows you to transmit strong signals from the remote to the aircraft and to your phone. Now, DJI rates occusync 2.0 as up to 10 kilometers of clear video at 1080p 30 FPS. Now, although I've never taken my drone this far, the reason I love occusync 2.0 is the crystal clear live feed that you get and the reliability that you get when you're getting this feed. Speaking of occusync 2.0, one thing that is also amazing about it, and I guess this could be more talking about the controller itself, is that the antennas are built into it. Coming from DJI's LightBridge technology, there were big antennas sticking out of the remote. And although this wasn't a huge issue, it did make the remote bigger, more clunky, and took more space in the backpack. So being able to have these antennas built into the remote where all you have to do is slide out the mount, attach your phone, and you're able to fly for up to 10 kilometers away with crystal clear image is absolutely amazing to me. And I feel anyone that uses occusync 2.0 will truly see how great it is. Coming in at reason number 4, we have reliability of the drone. Now, I know this isn't a specific feature related to the Mavic Air 2, but rather the whole DJI brand itself. But having a drone that is reliable and you know is going to not just fall out of the sky makes your confidence in it and your confidence in your filming just to a whole nother level. One thing that I very much enjoy doing on the polar opposite side of cinematography and camera drones is FPV racing drones. Now, anyone that has flown these know that they are typically home-built, not with the best quality of components, and there are a lot of things to go wrong with them. So going from these fast, highly crazy racing drones and coming to the Mavic Air 2 or any DJI product, the reliability, the safety, and all the redundancy features are just amazing. Looking here at the app, the drone, of course, will tell you the battery percentage as well as the timings between when you need to return home, critical batteries, and so on. I'll also tell you information about how many GPSs are connected to it, the status of the vision positioning system, and then you're also able to get into all the menus and see all your safety features, what your return home height is set to, what the drone will do if it loses a signal, and all these things that just put confidence in me when I'm flying it. In my time using DJI drones, I first started back years ago with the DJI Phantom 3 Standard, worked my way up to the Phantom 4, had that for a few years, and now I'm on the Mavic Air 2. And with all 3 of these drones, I've not had one single issue with them. And to me, that just attests to DJI's build quality, the reliability of the drones, and just how fantastic they are flying. Last little thing I'll touch on with reliability before we move on into reason 3 I love this guy is, it's always a classic story. Someone will come up to you when you're flying over a lake or flying over something that would be risky for most drones and ask, are you ever worried about it falling out of the sky? And I can confidently say, no, I'm not worried about it falling out of the sky. Now, yes, I have heard of random instances of, like on the Inspires once and stuff, of a rattle or something crazy, but for the most part, these drones are incredibly reliable. They'll tell you everything about them, all the battery specs, and a bunch of other safety features, so you can focus more on the shots you're filming and less of what the drone's doing in the sky. Moving on to reason number 3 that I love this drone so much is the camera. Now, I know that might sound like, well, of course, that's kind of what the whole drone is built around, but specifically about the camera, there are 2 main things that I love about it, and we will get into those now. The first thing I love about the camera is being able to get reliable, fantastic shots by just using 4K 30 with HDR. Although when I'm actually filming a video that I'm going to post on this account, I typically film in 4K 60 Cine-like. If I'm just out and I just want to get nice looking shots, and a lot of the shots you're seeing in this video now is when I just went out and shot 4K 30 with HDR, didn't color correct them, didn't have to worry about manually adjusting the camera, drone did all the work for me. All I did was put on an ND filter needed to filter out some of that light according to just how bright it was outside. This was one of the main reasons I loved it so much in my review video, but also being able to get the ability of 4K 30 HDR at a price point of $800 is amazing. And you're able to truly just put the drone in the air, let it fly, let it do its thing, and the shots you're going to get are going to look amazing. And that is the first reason I love the camera, and we'll move on to the second reason now. Second reason I love this camera so much, and I kind of alluded to this in how I say I film my videos, but I film all my videos 4K 60 D-Cinelite. The reason I love filming in that so much is the ability to shoot 4K 60. Coming from my Phantom 4, which only allowed me to shoot 4K 30, whatever the shot looked like, I was kind of stuck with. And what I mean by this is frame rate rise. Videos that you see on my YouTube channel are at a 30 FPS rate, so typically they will be condensed down from 60 FPS to 30 FPS via my editing software. However, having that double frame rate that I was recording at, I'm able to slow down shots that I need to by half, and they still look smooth in the 30 FPS world. Looking here at this overpass, you can see those cars moving, and just slowing it down by half. Now it appears as if it were taken at 30 FPS, but everything is moving at half speed, and this just looks fantastic. I've gotten some pretty neat shots, which was shown in my North Shore video, but of some kayakers and slowing that down to half, and then also the water fountain, putting that at half speed. Just having that versatility with 4K 60 is amazing, and I feel between HDR and then if you're not filming in HDR and want to make a nice video, having the ability to shoot 4K 60 D-Cinelite make this camera amazing. And at my second favorite thing about this drone, and again this is more of just a category, but it is truly amazing. It is just how easy it is to use. Again, similarly to the reliability, this is more of a DJI wide thing, but I just found the Mavic Air 2 to be so easy to use, the new DJI Fly app so easy to use. It really allowed me just to kind of focus on the screen, let my spotter that was watching the drone for legal reasons focus on that. I focused on my screen, and I was able to just get nice shots. This also complements the DJI Fly app, which I was lukewarm on first, coming from the DJI Go 4 app, which showed so many things coming to a much simpler platform. I was a little underwhelmed at first, but now that I've gotten to learn to use it and I've gotten to know it, I do much prefer the DJI Fly app, and just having everything so easy to use just makes it fantastic. Actual drone flying wise, the Mavic Air 2 is incredibly easy to fly. I actually had someone ask me about it when I was flying it at a park, and was like, he was an adult, probably a 35-year-old man, and he was like, would you recommend something like this as a first drone? And to me, that's a super hard question. Yes, it's incredibly easy to use and it's incredibly powerful, but again, in my opinion, what I started with little air hogs, little cheap $10, $20 drones, maybe not $10, but you know, $50 max is what I learned on, and now I've kind of worked my way up to this. And so is it a good first drone? I don't know, it depends if you want to spend the money, but what I did tell him was how easy it was to fly. There is a beginner's mode if that is something that interests you. It limits how far away the drone will fly, speed it'll go, how high it'll go, but being able to just let off the sticks and hover is incredible. Again, referencing the polar opposite side of the cinematography drones and the FPV racing drones, another thing that I absolutely love. It's a completely different experience. You let off the sticks of those and it's just going to keep going whatever direction you do. So if you're upside down and you let go of the sticks, well guess what? It's going to be upside down until it hits the ground. Where the Mavic or any other DJI drone is going to automatically stop itself and hover in place until you figure out what you want to do. So whenever I'm kind of showing people how to fly them or watching new people fly them, I say if you're ever in trouble, let go of the sticks, orient yourself, and then go. And reason number one of why I love my DJI Mavic Air 2 so much is the size of the drone. Now again, this might not necessarily be unique to the Mavic Air 2, but I feel the Mavic Air 2 is so powerful for being so small. It just has got to be my favorite feature of it. When folded up, the drone is barely bigger than the size of my iPhone 11, or hardly bigger than the remote itself, and the power, performance, and what you get out of a drone this size is truly amazing. When DJI first came out with the Mavic series, I was skeptical. When the Mavic Pro came out, I figured there's no way they could pack so much technology into something so small, and I was perfectly happy sticking with my big Phantom 4. However, DJI of course has improved over the Mavic series between the Mavic Pro, the Mavic Air, the Mavic 2 series, and now they're on the Mavic Air 2, and I figured it was the obvious choice. They have done enough testing, have done enough improvement on the Mavic series to finally justify this upgrade, and I could not be happier with the drone itself. So much power in such a small size truly makes the Mavic Air 2, in my opinion, a standalone in its class. So yeah, to recap, my top 5 reasons that I absolutely love the DJI Mavic Air 2 Number 5, we have the range. occusync 2.0 is truly an incredible technology. Number 4, we have the reliability of these DJI drones. Again, not necessarily specific to the Mavic Air 2, but the Mavic Air 2 is no exception of this reliability, and I could not be happier with it so far. At number 3, we have the camera of it. The HDR at 4K 30 and the 4K 60 FPS capability is fantastic. At number 2, we have just how easy it is to use. Anyone can really take these up, get fantastic shots with it, and it just feels intuitive to fly. I'm able to focus on my shots and less on the drone. And lastly, at number 1, we have the size. So much power, and the size of basically a plastic water bottle still blows my mind, and I couldn't be happier with the performance to size ratio of this drone. So that'll do it for my top 5 reasons that I absolutely love my Mavic Air 2. Again, I'd like to thank you guys all for watching. Let me know how you liked this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a dislike. And if you have anything, feel free to say that in the comments. Thank you, and I'll catch you in the next one.